Howdly diddly neighborinos, I am Rad, and welcome back to Shift Guidance, the place where we discuss and explore all things spiritual and metaphysical so that we may make more conscious, informed, co creative decisions versus reactive ones, so that we may co create the reality that we wish to exist in. Tonight, of my recording, it is January 13th. It is the full moon, the wolf moon, and I want to talk about something that has been so deeply ingrained in our current paradigm through our media, through our traditional religions, especially the more Western religions, but that is the illusion of duality. This idea of this constant struggle between light and dark, between good and evil. Friends, the light doesn't battle the darkness, it simply shines in it. And thus, I want to remind myself included, I want to remind everybody that there is no force other than God. God is the only force in our lives, and it is a force that resides within us. But we get so engrossed in this idea of attacks from, excuse me, of attacks from like dark forces that wish to just, simply sow chaos and destruction. But when we remember that God is the only force in our lives, it's comforting. It's these things become catalysts instead of attacks, triggers to action, triggers to evolution. I think the idea of duality partially comes from a misinterpretation of the Hermetic law of polarity. Now, polarity is just one of the 7 or so Hermetic principles, and we'll get into those deeper. I intend to explore those more deeply at another time, but for now, talking about polarity, everything has two sides, two extremes. You have the hot and the cold. You have the light and the dark. You have the north and the south. But where does hot end and cold begin? If you keep traveling north, eventually you'll find yourself traveling south. And again, back north. A rudimentary example of this, take this shell for example. On the outside, it's coarse, some might even say kind of ugly, but if you flip it around, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, not really to the extent that I was liking, but you can kind of see there's all these greens and pinks and all these beautiful colors within it, but yet it's still the same shell. It's one thing. Again, let's say I take this ball. The top of it is in light, the bottom is in shadow. But if I turn it, now what was the bottom is in light, and what was in light is in shadow. Where here does the shadow begin and the light, or does the light end and the shadow begin? These are just some rudimentary examples to try and illustrate there's always two sides to everything. Sometimes what we may perceive as, detrimental or like, how could this be, is actually, it could be a catalyst to our own action, to our own evolution, or, it might just be, a blessing in disguise. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on here and remind us that God is the only source, but the only force in our lives. Now, I pulled a card earlier. It was actually on a previous recording. I pulled it live, but I ended up fumbling my words and didn't like it, so we started over. But I wanted to keep this card that I pulled. Bastet of 174 hertz. Let's see if I can get her a little more in the light. There she is. Bang. And this is just a parting bit of, inner guidance from Spirit for us this evening. Bastet of 174 hertz. You've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower, healing rhythm, and you will restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon seem very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. The Egyptian cat-headed goddess of dance, festivals, birth, healing, and sacred potions is known as Bastet. Her sacred cult was one of beauty, pleasure, and enjoyment. Worshipping her was not about ignoring the problems that are part of being alive. In fact, just as cats can see in the dark and are natural and skillful hunters, Bastet was often called upon for psychic protection. Bastet was often called upon for psychic protection from hidden negativities and to secure one's life force and enhance one's vitality. In her role as healer and creatrix of magical healing potions and sacred perfumes, she integrates healing with pleasure, relaxation, and a sensual connection to the physical world of nature, including beautiful natural oils and jewels made with precious and semi-precious stones. Bastet shows us how to slow down and smell the roses, whilst applying their perfumed oil to our bodies and breathing in their high-frequency scent to protect and soothe the heart. She is the guardian of and guide into the sumptuous feminine paradise that brings healing, a willingness to connect to the earth and the body, and a capacity to experience sacred healing playfulness, exuberance, and in natural states of joy. The healing frequency of 174 Hz is known as the pain-relieving frequency. A natural anesthetic, it is a musical version of the similar low-frequency purring of a cat. The cat's purr is considered medically therapeutic, as is 174 Hz. This frequency creates an experience of grounding and slowing down and evokes deep healing for body and mind, providing love and peace to organs and tissues, strengthening your bones and your soul. The Oracle of Bastet of 174 Hz asks you to slow down and take some time to heal, rest, relax, and enjoy your life. Then you can more effortlessly be a source of positive energy. We deal with issues far more effectively from a place of peace and relaxation than stress. If you are interested in exploring any of the sacred arts of pleasure, including music and sound, food, touch and massage, play, dance, celebration and art, color therapy or healing with crystals and oils, this oracle encourages you to do so. Such avenues are authentic and helpful for your soul healing. If you've been too hard on yourself, it's time to be kind. Question and heal any guilt or shame which have prevented you from enjoying natural pleasures of your body. You are encouraged to enjoy life. Your delight can be a source of positive energy for yourself and others too. This life is a gift, and Bastet of 174 hertz reminds us that when we are moving too fast, we will miss out on much, including being present for and sharing ourselves with our loved ones. If an issue has been troubling you, this oracle brings guidance that there is an approach available that can reduce suffering and increase your feelings of happiness. Open your heart to the divine feminine for guidance and inspiration. Bastet is a portent of joy and celebration. Believe in the happiness and healing your heart can create and attract. Healing process. Reflect on what brings you joy and pleasure in such a way that it slows you down and helps you be present. Consider writing a list of 5 practices that can help you enter such a state. This might include time in nature or with animals, being in the sun and letting yourself become pleasantly drowsy, taking a brisk hike, taking a nap on a rainy afternoon, or immersing yourself in a wonderful book or scented bath. Then visualize, intend, imagine, and open yourself to the pleasurable feelings Then visualize, intend, imagine, and open yourself to the pleasurable feelings such ideas invoke. Allow the thought of doing such things to dissolve some of your tension. Notice a shift in your body, a deepening and slowing of the breath, as your mind dwells upon which will soothe you. Make an agreement with yourself to incorporate more pleasure into your life. Make a commitment that you will notice what happens in terms of your own happiness and the quality of your interactions with others. When you do this, you can finish your healing process with this prayer. Through the loving power of my own heart, I choose to gently and thoroughly let go of guilt, shame, judgment, or control, which has prevented me from truly enjoying this gift of my life. May I know the delight, pleasure, sensuality, and sacred beauty, which will bring peace to my heart and set my soul free to dwell in harmony with the spiritual purpose of my life journey. May all beings be happy and free. And you have completed your healing process. On that note, farewell for now. Go forth, be the light, be radiant, be rad.